Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abin Asim Mahmood, and as you know that today is a special day that we'll come live for panel discussion, and we have one guest from Pakistan and one guest from Sri Lanka, and I hope that if you listen this conversation, you will definitely like that, and you can give your feedback while during the conversation and after that. So today the topic will be how tourism affected by COVID-19, future plans to rebuild tourism in the country. So let me make sure that I will go, I am public from my Facebook page, and our second guest just will join us soon. Meanwhile, I really welcome to our special guest. He is a senator and he is working with the government of Pakistan. And he is so humble human being that he give time to everybody, listen to them, and give them advices regarding their work as well. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Always welcome.
Okay, so as I also asked Mr. Jafar. Today we'll do the conversation in English as he said the other person might not understand Urdu. So that's why I'll keep it in English. Let me ask him again and let me do one thing as well. So today the program is special one as this program is sponsored by e-commerce wala and he says that learn e-commerce from him. So e-commerce is the future of Pakistan. One of the future of Pakistan as the current COVID situation help everyone to understand that the technology and digitalization is very important and we have to understand its value. So I am really thankful to my sponsors and I am looking forward more sponsors. If you want to sponsor my program, you can sponsor like all the people who are listening to me. You can sponsor my program and you can contact on the number that I have given on my Facebook post. And meanwhile, our second guest will come. I go to my first guest and ask about tourism. So, sir, what do you think that in current situation, tourism is badly affected? And
No doubt. First of all, let me tell you one thing that I'm also the part of the tourism industry in Pakistan because one of my project that is directly related, that's a four-star hotel, and I did my master in hospitality management, which is this the multi-stars hotel management system. So while talking about this, the tourism, no doubt in it, this is one of the major industry which by the hits badly by the corona COVID-19. If we talk about this tourism industry, it doesn't mean that a tourism industry mean that we welcome Mr. Jafar. आप कर लें welcome.
I guess there is that problem, and he's adjusting himself. Okay, so he's I warmly welcome Muhammad Jafar. He's from Sri Lanka. He's the president of Chamber of Commerce, and thank you so much for joining us. He is actually working with tourism industry, and he will tell us about what's happening there as well. So, Mr. Jafar, here is our second guest as well, Senator Mirati.
Yes.
So
I proceed that as far as this tourism industry is concerned, if we talk about the streams of tourism industry, starting from airline, then rent-a-car, hotels, and those traditional projects which directly relates with the inflow of foreigners at any place. that may be handicrafts or any other item. So, if we talk about the countries, the places which are majorly getting their revenue from tourism, they are badly affected. Especially like there are two types of tourism. One is the general, you go and see the environments, the big scenes, and it is affordable, or the seaside. And on the other hand, there is a religious tourism as well. There are religious pilgrimages, mosques, different religious places that is also affected nowadays. And the world biggest religious tourism place is Haramain Sharifain, Makkah and Medina. If we talk about that, look at, no one could think that where there are millions and millions people, there comes every day, especially in Ramadan. And this Ramadan, it was hardly, they were offering even the prayers with the special SOPs. So I say that first of all, we all should agree on one thing. Yes, this industry is badly affected. So we all agree on it that this industry is badly affected, number one. Secondly, now we say that with this coronavirus, and as I always say that we are entering in the digital world, another word which comes in 2020, which is altogether different than 2019, or much, much different than 1980. Because when early 80s, this computer came, IT system came, people thought maybe this is the end of the world or this is the technology. But now, while talking about this, that the technology has moved much forward and we are entering in this digital world with digital tourism as well. When you gave me this topic, I was searching on it and I've found, especially after coming of this 5G, the digital tourism will be a big, big industry. So we can say that this tourism industry is shifting towards the digital industry. You welcome your guest and then I further proceed.
Okay, thank you so much for your sharing. And meanwhile, I want to again welcome Mr. Jafar. Hope the internet is well in Arogambe, and a very warm and welcome. So how are you?
Fine, thank you very much for joining with your program, and also salam to our senator from Pakistan. Nice to meet you, sir, and we will have continue our programs.
So I was just asking about, like, as you know that the COVID-19 situation is prevailing, not only Pakistan, in Sri Lanka and other parts of the world as well. So what do you think that how it is affecting the tourism? And this was my first question that I asked from Mr. Miatik as well. So how you see it, as you all, whenever we talk, you always told me about the tourism in the Sri Lanka and how beautiful places there. So what do you think that how it is affecting in your country?
Actually, it's a global issue when it's a global COVID-19 when compared to with, other incident. But the first time in the world, the health sector has affected entire economy in the world. So the unfortunate incident has taken place in the globally. And unfortunately, in Sri Lanka was uh, well safeguarded, and the government of Sri Lanka and His Excellency President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka Mahinda Rajapaksa, and with the Sri Lankan military forces and with the intelligence officials, has supported to control COVID-19 in Sri Lanka. And the first COVID-19 came to Sri Lanka on January 1st, that January 27th, from Chinese lady, and then our second COVID-19 affected on March 3rd. And up to now, we have 1,643 affected people, and out of that, 823 people has been after quarantine. They have gone. They are homeless, and 809 people are still under treatment on the hospital. Unfortunately, most of the people who are affected by COVID-19 are most of the people who has come from overseas, and like Italy and Qatar and Kuwait, overseas people who have come to Sri Lanka, only they have affected by. But in Sri Lanka is safe, and only 11 people died on this incident in Sri Lanka. Compared to other countries, Sri Lanka is much better, has the control at COVID-19 with the all the support of the all military forces and three forces and health department. Especially, we must thank the health department and the military forces who has brought this control in Sri Lanka. Um, and also when you see the effect of the tourism, last year also Sri Lanka has major issue, like because of the terrorist attacks. Sri Lanka had a most effect on the tourism last year, and that's also April season we started, and this COVID-19 also affected on this year. So last 2 years, tourism is heavily affected in Sri Lanka, and even though it's SME people, small and medium people, and also the self-employers are heavily affected on this on sector. And Sri Lanka has more than 40,000 rooms capacity per night, which is approved by the Sri Lanka Tourism Authority. And there are unregistered hotels also operating, and the restaurants are operating. And right, comparing the tourism concern in Sri Lanka, we received 2.3 million tourists in 2018. Our foreign exchange was $4.3 million in 2018. Unfortunately, 2019 was a little less than 2018. But this year, we've actually well planned, and we were promoting tourism in the other countries. So, unfortunately, incident has affected by the COVID-19. And there are also self-employers who are like national guide, who and there's tuk-tuk drivers and jeep safari drivers and guest house people. We are totally in Sri Lanka registered 356 hotels, and we have 959 guest houses, and we have 516 restaurants in island wide in Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka, and we also has more potential in tourism. In if you compare the Asian country, Sri Lanka much better, and a good climate. Anybody in the world can visit only country in Asia, in the Asia Pacific, Sri Lanka, because we have 2-3 climate in Sri Lanka. People from Middle East, they can when they get the winter, they definitely come here to Sri Lanka. In the Europe country, people who have winter also, they'll also come to Sri Lanka to have their holiday. One tourist who spending $167 per day for their trip in Sri Lanka presently. And our government, the new government of His Excellency President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, and he has taken an initiative after this COVID-19. He personally has all the official from Sri Lanka Tourism Authority, and he has been invited all the ministry secretaries and the other government official to intervene to rebuild Sri Lanka tourism. Our president, he is more actively and involving to rebuild tourism in Sri Lanka, and his aim to bring more than $10 million income to Sri Lanka through tourism. So our president vision and our government visions are now is on platform. And also we also, as a organization, tourism organization, we also made a request to the government side also, as well as the different missions, foreign mission, to support Sri Lanka to rebuild tourism industry. So we also made a request to give a small grant for the SME sectors, like people who are doing in vendor business, in self-employers. So we also made a request to give us.
So I guess there is that problem, and I always like encourage. This is not my first talk to him. This is might be third or fourth one, but I always what I like Mr. Muhammad Jafar is that whenever he came, he talks about tourism and he shows his love towards his country and promoting his country. I really appreciate that. Meanwhile, I will go to digital senator Sahab, and yes, so tell us that what are the places that we should visit when people come to Pakistan, and how our country has four seasons. And
As far as Pakistan tourism is concerned, if we just recall, our country was one of the best place in the world, one of the best place in the world. While people were coming, expeditions were coming from Japan. It was, and the peak time was from 1980 to 1998, 99. When these expeditions were come, and the situation became bad after this 9/11, as we had the mountains which are covered with the snow, we got the areas having the high temperature at one place in the country and minus temperature at other place of the country. So we have all type of streams in the country, starting from our beaches to straight away up to our mountains. Then next to Islamabad, Islamabad is one of the capital of the world, which is the most one of the best place. Anyone could come and see that Islamabad is a organized city where we can see altogether different city than rest of the country, because it's a planned, newly built city, totally organized. Then just 45 minutes drive now with a motorway towards the Murray Hills. That's a place. Or even if we go to Galiat, that's a place where people can come, and our local tourism can also come there. Local people can come. So I must say, on the other hand, we got the same type of that in last few years, especially after 9/11, we comes under this problem of international, this is 9/11 issue. Since then, our tourism got going down. But now I feel, as Prime Minister Imran Khan has already very much keen about it, and just yesterday he got a special conference and special parliamentary meeting on it, which is the cabinet meeting on it, in which they have decided to open all the tourism places of northern areas and KP. So this thing shows that government is very much keen to accommodate all the travelers, all the inland tourism spaces, and people who want to visit there. And also, we are going to start our international flights very soon, maybe next week. A few of them has already started, and we are going to allow more in next week. When we are having this type of people inflow, then in the last, I must say that in the tourism, Pakistan is still where from $100 to $150 a couple can move easily for 24 hours. So $150, or even starting from $100 to $150 expense in a day, and you are having one of the best place living, eating, movement, traveling, everything involved in that. That is very much affordable. So this is, I must say, that I can foresee the situation better in the coming days, but depend upon the traveling of the people within the country and international. Now over to our brother, Mr. Jafar.
Okay, so thank you so much. Before going to the next question, I hope that internet will go well, and I hope that my question is that, like as you told that we have northern areas to visit, and other Islamabad city is should be visited, or the other same cities like Multan should be visited if the tourists came. And I want to know about Sri Lanka. So, Mr. Jafar, can you tell us which are the places that people should visit when they come to your country?
Now, Sri Lanka is a place where you can visit all over the island, and there's no restriction not to travel here and there. So any tourist can go to any other part of Sri Lanka. And during the COVID-19, we had 76,000 tourists who were struggling in Sri Lanka, and most of them have gone to their country. And now we have 12,000 tourists are remaining in the country. And from next Monday onwards, the normalcy is coming to the country. Everybody can go to their district and the different areas. There was no issue, and there are a lot of potential places in the country like Sigiriya, Kandy, Nuwara it's we call Little England. So Nuwara is one of wonderful place in Sri Lanka, and Kandy, and all the nice beaches in Unawatuna and Bentota and Hikkaduwa, and also place called now in the east coast like in Paskuda, Arugambe and Nilavali, and Kandy and the ancient city. So many of the city people can go. There are no issues, and all the districts are open. Anybody can go travel any place. So and August first week we are our Sri Lankan international airport will open for arrival for tourism. So government, His Excellency President, and my brother said, the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Imran Khan has taken initiative to bring tourism in the country. Same step has taken by our President, Honorable His Excellency Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He had a very top level conference only for tourism. So it was very interesting that the president himself, His Excellency President, has taken initiative to rebuild and restart the tourism. And definitely, there is no doubt Sri Lanka tourism definitely will boom, because there is a setback only for this 1 year time. But we hope that more tourists will arrive in Sri Lanka mostly next year. And also now our government has taken a ministry as Secretary Mr. Hettiaraj has informed today that people who are coming on arrival, before they get the visa, they must get the PCR test on COVID-19 test before they get the visas. So then after the arrival in Sri Lankan airport, there is other test for them also to get a second test that will be between 4 to 6 hours. They will get the test, and then the tourists can go to their destination, whatever the place they are going. But anyway, they have to keep their itinerary. They have to inform the itinerary where they are going to visit, in whatever the part of the island they are going to visit. So that is also very important, because there will be no quarantine for the tourists who are coming to Sri Lanka from August. So that is the good news that Sri Lanka has.
I really appreciate that all the steps that your government are taking. Actually, my next question was related to that. Like, what are the steps the government will take? What do you think that in future? I really like the point that you said, and Mr. Mia Atik said that tourism is not just about visiting the places nowadays, because we are having a digital conversations. So I want to know, like, how you see that, how digitalization, like how can can you tell us, like, how in this age we can promote it, and the government, what steps government are taking?
Uh, I think our Sri Lankan tourism minister, and he's also minister for aviation, and also he's the minister for investment promotion. So my minister we had a cordial meeting with the Honorable Minister Prasanna Ranatunga. He's the Minister of Tourism. We had a meeting. We explained him properly, and he has taken more interest for the tourism sector, and they are going to have a 5-year plan to promote Sri Lanka in other country, other country, and also new destination. And also to have, also they are also making some management to make some sort of facilities who are affected by the tourism industry very heavily. So the government, the Minister of Tourism, has taken, and with the tourism authority, and they are taking more measure to bring a control and rebuild this tourism in the country. And our international airline will be August will be open. We have other domestic airline also, in the domestic airline also will be operating from next Monday. So I think when the international airlines operate, and there will be a more tourists will come to Sri Lanka, because compared to other country, Sri Lanka much better control COVID-19 in this country here. So government of Sri Lanka is firm, and they have discussed with all the stakeholders in the country. They had a meeting with all the stakeholders in the tourism sector, and they are given a lot of proposal. I think the government will get put it to the cabinet, and they will give better solution for the tourism industry. Can you hear me? Nindru. Can you hear me? And
Yes, it's okay. Move on.
can you hear me, please?
Yes, yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Rabia?
So I'm so sorry because of the internet disconnection, but the thing is that which I listened from Muhammad Jafar is that he said that his government is taking initiative. So my question is to you, Atik Sir, that as you said that Imran Khan has also said that he will take initiatives and something good is coming. But how you see it, like you said that how we see that in the digital age, does we can promote, or does it will increase in that way, like people are making videos and sending, how it will work? I don't understand. Like, I need your opinion on that.
Let me
If
clear.
people will visit that, how we
Let
can
me
promote
clear.
it?
Yes, let me clear. These are two different things. If we talk about, as you said, I mean, as far as the digital technology and digital tourism and actual tourism, physical tourism, you want me to clear these two sectors?
Yes, exactly. Yes, I want to know like how you said that.
These are two different markets. Those people who want to visit personally, they want to see the things, the world actually in reality. So that is the tourism already we are.
Something wrong. Something wrong.
I said now that as far as this technology is moving on, the digital world is moving on, there will be a big demand and big market for virtual tourism, which will come after this 5G. What is that actually? Because I've already read it. That's the reason I'm saying that all those rich people, they are filthy rich, and as well as they are at an age where they can't travel. They are the aged people. There are many in the world, all over, and especially in the developed world. So they prefer to, they want to enjoy, they want to see. Maybe somebody has heard about this Multan city, that it's a city of saints. So he want to know that how many these shrines are there. So he can come and digitally he can see that. So that's a different market altogether. I told you just because of one thing, that where Corona is coming up and closing down, bankruptcy, declaration of many companies. On the other hand, some new opportunities are also coming, in that this digital virtual tourism is one opportunity. Again, our brother don't have the proper connection, I feel. So I'll continue with that, if you allow me, please. That
Yes, sure.
on the other hand, as far as the physical tourism is concerned, we are thankful to Imran Khan Saab that apart from having such a big lobby who were against that this tourism industry should not be allowed to start again, and the lockdown should not be closed for these people, and it should move on, but for this industry. But Prime Minister has taken this initiative, and he allowed that enough is enough now. And his, I have listened his statement. His version was very perfect. That is that many 100,000 people are related to this tourism industry, and they are getting their jobs. There is no other business except tourism in the northern area of KP, Gilgit Baltistan. So, for that matter, they allowed that this industry should come back and start, and we appreciate this initiative. On the other hand, I am surprised that they are so confident, my brothers, ministers, and their people and their country, that they are even allowing the people who are coming for tourism from different places, and they are not getting this type of fear that maybe they will come up with the corona, and today there is no corona in their country, and tomorrow maybe that can be. So this is a good, I mean, at their end, that if they realize it, if they feel it, that is the thing which I want to say. Our Prime Minister realized, maybe it took about 10 weeks. After 10 weeks, this industry has started. Now over to Mr. Jafar.
Okay, so I asked this question, like as you said that the tourism again started from August in your country. So are you fearful that people who came for tourism, they have COVID, or maybe like your government is like as the fear of COVID is obvious when people are not moving here and there. So how you manage?
Yeah. Now, as I told you, mentioned earlier, our government has taken a very good initiative to bring tourism in from next month, from the August. And as I said to you, that before they come to the country, they have to get the PCR test. And after the arrival on the airport, also they have to test on the PCR test, and then only they will, within the 6 hours, and the test will be over. Then they can go to their destination, and the health department official, and they will monitor continually about their thing. The government has taken a positive way to rebuild tourism in the country. There's no doubt on that. With the military forces, they will give full support. As I mentioned earlier, there's no doubt anybody can come to Sri Lanka, and mostly we are welcoming to Sri Lanka, and most of the people we are expecting, we had most of the people, neighbor country, India. We received a lot of tourists from India, and now we're also getting tourists from China. And from UK and Europe market, we normally get the tourists to most of the high-end tourists to Sri Lanka. And I think this is a temporary setback for everybody in the world globally. So I think this when things will come normal, entire tourism will be booming in the country, like which is not affected heavily in COVID-19, like Denmark and Vietnam and Taiwan and other in Sri Lanka. Most of the country now has been is normal seas. All the lockdown has been removed and shutdown has been removed. So things are now getting little improvements on things. So in future, the visitors and the country people health condition has to be taken serious about, because anytime the other virus may comes, so we cannot say. So everybody has to be vigilant on the health condition. Everybody has to set themselves. They have to care. They have to take a care of their health life. That is my message. And also in Pakistan, and we have our new High Commissioner has gone to yesterday to Pakistan. Mohan Vijay from who was the governor of the Eastern Province and has appointed the Executive High Commissioner in Pakistan for Sri Lanka, and he's a well experienced person, knowledgeable person, has been appointed to Pakistan. And there are, I think his appointment also will give more opportunity, bring investment, promotion, and also tourism related business to Sri Lanka. So his appointment is very important between the both country, and he is a well experienced person in the government sector. And also there are some private organization in Pakistan also. They like, there are digital media companies, and I know some a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, Mr. Jasin Johia, and he always promote Sri Lanka between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. He's very key person and promoting Sri Lanka to Pakistan and Pakistan to Sri Lanka. So I must thank him that he also had taken many initiatives. I have seen a lot of media article. I have seen him a lot of initiative. Whoever he was working, communicating with the former High Commissioners and present High Commissioner. So he is a very firm to have a bilateral relationship and with coordination between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. So I also wanted to invite him to come to Sri Lanka, and our brother and who are having interview with this, and I'm with us. And I also invite you to come to Sri Lanka and see the potential. We have nice beaches. We have a nice mountain. We have a nice cultural places, historical places, wildlife sanctuaries. Sri Lanka, we have a best place in the world. We can visit here. We have different climate and different cultural, and people are very calm. People are living smoothly, and and this tourism with the government view, new view. I hope most of the community in the country will get more income after this is come normalcy, because there are a lot of dependent on the tourism sectors. If tourism sector is okay, all the industry in the world will become normals. So everybody
Okay.
have a link with tourism industries
So
globally.
nice to know.
So, and Sri Lanka has a
Hmm.
23 5-star. Sri Lanka has a better facilities for the high-end tourists.
So that's good, and that's really nice. All the things. Tell me one thing. Like, if somebody from Pakistan came to your country, like, or the India, or from the India or the China, will they be quarantined as well?
No.
No, nobody who coming to Sri Lanka, there's no quarantine after August.
So, what is the surety that after August there will be no quarantine?
No, no. Before they coming to Sri Lanka, before 24 hours they would get the quarantine certificate from their country, maybe China or India, who wanted to come. They have to get
Mhm.
the quarantine test report, and before getting a visa. So when that is one clearance, and after the other second clearance, once you are arriving in Sri Lanka on the airport, and very close to hotel, you can go and stay for a few hours, maybe 4 to 6 hours, and after 6 hours you will get a report, a quarantine report. Then you can go to or whatever the destination you want to go to in the islands. So
This is
there's
good.
no quarantine program for the tourists in future from
Mhm.
August.
Okay, we're hopeful that everything will be fine in the coming future, and we will get over the situation that is prevailing somewhere. Okay, tell me, like,
And
yes,
tell me.
you can add what you want to say.
No, we say because of the Sri Lanka is a developing country, and we need international support to rebuild Sri Lanka, because last 30 years Sri Lanka had a made a war, and at that time we didn't get any tourists to Sri Lanka. We only get like 400,000 tourists to the country. As you said, the level in other incident took place in America on the 11. Like that, Sri Lanka had a bigger war in Sri Lanka, 30 years war. And during the war time, we didn't have any more tourists to the country, but only 400,000 tourists was here. And after the 2009, after the war end, after the peace came, tourist arrival has increased it up to 2.3 million tourists. And we have other 2 million tourists locally in the country. So around 5 million tourists are traveling around inside the country. So that is a good development for the country and improving income of the community of the country. So it is heavily affected, this COVID-19, for all the industries, especially tourism, heavily affected. So I think it is some setback for some time, and very soon, and it will be recovered.
Yes, sure. So meanwhile, I want to tell you that this program is sponsored by e-commerce Wala, and you should go to his page and see that what he's doing, like what he's building through e-commerce, And my next question to both of you is that, like, what do you think that as tourism is the integral part, and we can build a lot of foreign exchange and money as well. So what are the measures that government should take? What are the suggestions do you want to give, or what do you see that? What are the things that
my
take
point
to
my point of view to rebuild in the global tourism in each country, the UNWTO, World Tourism Organization, has to take more initiative with WHO to help the countries, because UNWTO is the main body. United Nations World Tourism Organization is the main body. Actually, they're based in Mandarin, and actually their country also heavily affected. And we have more our sympathy to everybody who died on these things, who affected. We pray for them from Sri Lanka, from our country. And I think UNWTO also will taking a measure, and they are also having a joint committees to. I think this type of small country need more support and to rebuild tourism in the country. So the UNWTO has to have a major role for every country to improve tourism in the country.
I personally feel that in these two setups, as you said, yes, both the government should have a plan how we can improve the tourism among both the countries. Like, there are, as I said, the religious tourism and general travelers tourism, and third sector is also, that's a trade. So we should also think about that the tourism for the trade, that the people, they go there for the trade, either to import something or to export something. They stay there, they go and visit the places as well, they tour the country as well. And on the other hand, they should try to make the relationship at the business to business level. So I'll prefer this type of strategy and policy, which is good for both the countries. Please.
I think you're much welcome that your viewpoint of view, and Sri Lanka has a very good trade relationship with Pakistan. Unfortunately, we had a bigger exhibition in January, and there will be a March 22nd where your Independent Day, and there's other exhibition was organized in Colombo. Unfortunately, because of the COVID-19, has been postponed. Then we have time to time, and Pakistan traders are coming, and they are working with their Sri Lankan counterpart. So it's a good signing to have a very good bilateral relationship and the trade business. So there's no doubt that both countries can have a very tight up, and we have a strong prime minister. You have a strong prime minister. in your country, and we have a strong His Excellency President in the country. Both will have a very good way they will work out, and Sri Lanka and Pakistan relationship will boom in future.
I'm really honored, brother. Just going through your feelings which you have. We always appreciate, and I know at all levels. I again repeat, whether it is at the defense level or the industry level, trade and industry, or the government, B2B, person to person, we have very good relationship with Sri Lanka, and we hope to improve and make the things. We will try our level best to make the relationship much more stronger and better.
Right. And also one thing I had to make it that we have a SARC chambers, and they are
Yes.
based in Pakistan. So and then we
Yes.
have a SARC funding also. So that was SARC, through SARC country development funding also. Each country can exchange their support to improve tourism. Also, SARC development is one of the other important role. And your
And
head office,
we
the
can
head
use,
office in your country.
yeah, we can use the 1 year multiple SARC visa as well.
Yeah,
That's what.
definitely that we can in a bilateral discussion between the government to government, with your foreign ministry can have a bilateral with the Sri Lankan foreign ministry. Definitely, government will definitely will ready to discuss from between both countries.
That we already have. Among all the SARC countries, we have this facility
Yeah,
to have multiple visa for 1 year for all the business community. So they can go
of
there,
course.
they can look around, and which they can get very easily. And I have an idea. I think there would be no fee for that as well. So we already have good relationship. It depends. And
And now
ultimately, if I
and
say that
and
both the
also
countries,
we have a.
please.
And we also have a direct flight from Sri Lanka to Pakistan. So that is the other very important interconnectivity that we have.
Let's pray that when that flight start again, then inshallah I will also come, and our sister will also visit that place to you.
Please, please, please. We mostly welcome to Sri Lanka and see the potential, see the cultural, and see the nature and the climate.
And the same is for you. You can also come to our country and see that what is a beautiful country we have.
Be our
We are
guest.
living.
Thank you very much. I definitely try to come to your country and see with you all there.
We will
Yes.
appreciate if you come with the family. Be our guest.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome. Most welcome.
Okay, tell
Okay.
me my last question. Like, I just want to have your answer for the last question. As you see that in this situation, a lot of people who are engaging with tourism industry or working with tourism companies, they all get like unemployed and they face challenges in earning money. So how we can convert them in the digital tourism, or do you have some solution for that?
Yeah,
It's a job for.
most of the small hoteliers has sent back their staff to home, and because they cannot pay the salary, there's no income. A small hotel, mostly less than 3-star hotel, and more even the hotel staff has been gone back. Even guest house owners who are running with a few staff, and they cannot run the industry. And for that is government now taken initiative. Whoever registered with Sri Lanka Tourism Authority, with the government authority, whoever registered with them, and government going to give some sort of support for them. I think very soon after the cabinet approval, and they will get these support who are legally doing the tourism in the country. But there are people who are not doing informal sectors. I think they are facing difficulty, and they have to become a normal sector. Then only the government also consider to provide them. So we are also giving awareness to them to make them legalization as soon as possible and to restart legally in the country. So and even international organization, funding agencies, we appeal funding agencies, and our president, His Excellency, has told unconditional support to Sri Lanka. So and that news will be actually will help to the country and future to assist this type of unemployment opportunities for the people. But there is a setback. There are a lot of people suffering on this. There is no doubt on that. We must not hiding anything to the in the forum. Everybody, if you see, airline industry is a lot of people. Airline has been they removed their staff. So like that, when you compare to the hotel sector, also same, and especially the self-employer having more difficulty because they day to day business. They earn on through the daily business. We do so if we sell something to the tourists, then only they get it something. So that type of people is especially facing difficulty, and government also going to planning to give some sort of low interest loan, like 4% interest loan for the industry people. Government also taken a decision to give 4% interest loan for the industry people to rebuild and the tourism as well.
That's great. And do you want to add something, Mr. Teek? Sir?
No, it's okay. I think we have already talked, but just I must say that as far as this COVID is concerned, we all should take it serious. This I'm talking about our the present country condition. So we must go out as well, but SOPs should be adopted, and traveling should move on to whatever this tourism should move on, and especially we have the opportunity right now as we are locked down in our houses for the last many months. It's about 10 weeks. So now it is the time we should go for a long weekend, enjoy with the family at our local tourism, and but all SOP should be considered and strictly adopted. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you so much. And I want to ask you your last message as well, Mr. Jafar, and then I can conclude and end the program. Your last message.
Yeah, tell me.
So I appreciate if you give your last message, and then I'll conclude this live session because we have more than 1 hour.
Our message to the in the globally in every country, we should have a long-term plan and also short-term plan to rebuild these tourism industries. So that is very important. We do not have one plan, then we will be fed up. So we should have a long-term plan as well as also we have a short-term plan where immediately measure has to be taken. So there now every country in the world, I think they are more consider to make immediately the short-term plan to bring the people. You have to change the mind of the people. You have to increase of the income of the people. Socially, people are mentally, physically, they are affected in all over the country. So we have to change the mind of the people. That is very important that we should. There will be a good coordination has to be immediate in every country. Then because people are actually, if you are doing business sectors are affected. So therefore, to improve the tourism, I wanted to make one more addition. We can also improve a medical tourism to the country like Sri Lanka, and also we can also agriculture tourism is other sector that we can think about to improve improving tourism in the country. So those sector, medical tourism is much better when you compare to Middle East and in Europe country when you compare to Sri Lanka. Yeah, that's a very interesting sector that we can do medical tourism as well as the agriculture tourism, tourism in the country. So that's my point of view. And thank you very much for connecting you through the and you are also doing excellent work for the globally to give a proper message to the people. And so I must thank you from your Pakistan side that you are actually giving proper information to the globally to each country how the country can improve and how country can develop and how people can give proper information. So I must thank you and your initiative and our brother who are joining with the our programs and also given a good thought about how it can be developed in Pakistan between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. So I must thanks. And one more thing I must thank still Mr. Yasin Yoga is my friend of mine in Pakistan. He is also doing excellent work. I must thank him. He always communicate with me and get the proper information. And I thank him again and your team and your mission. I will make you more successful program in future.
Oh, thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to so much that I just invite you and Mr. Yatik on a short notice, and you just said yes to that. I am really obliged and thankful to you that you understand my work that I am doing, and I really appreciate that you share your stories to inspire the world. That what are you doing in your country, and meanwhile, what are Mr. Miyati, who is senator and generally people are fearing face fear that how we can approach these like high status people, and this is in the mind of the people. But I am really thankful to him that he is so humble, so loving human being that we meet on this community. So really thankful to you. Inshallah we'll talk again.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz, brother. Thank you.
Same
Wish
you,
you good luck.
same to you, brother, and thank you very much for the coining dance, and we'll keep in touch in future. Assalamu alaikum.
Definitely. Salam alaikum. Allah Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum.
So thank you so much, guys, that you gave time. All the people who listened to me, and yes, this for the last 2 years, I am just working that maybe I can be the bridge between the other countries wherever I have a chance to talk to other people. So thank you so much for listening to me for long, and I'll come up with another live episode tomorrow with another panel guest, and hope you will be my support and raise my voice much bigger. So at the end, I just want to end up like Pakistan is our country and we love it. We love it so much. So I just want to say like just give me 1 minute. I guess. So thank you so much who are listening me till end. Pakistan is our country, and we should show our love not only by saying but doing something which we can do for it. So thank you so much for all the comments, and thank you so much, Rajat, for appreciating, and Muhammad Yasin, Abdul Basit, Sagir Ahmed Saab for appreciating. Thank you so much. Naveed Ahmed and Rana Fida, Iqbal Noon, Habib Hussain Bhai, Hisham Bhai, thank you so much. It means to me a lot. And there are a lot of comments here. Rizwan Mir, Saib Shahzeb Khan, and my father, Nasir Mahmood Qureshi as well. Thank you so much, Abu, for always being my support. And thank you so much. At the end, I just want to say, like, keep doing the work that you love. And at the end, I just want to say, like, this program is sponsored by e-commerce Wala. Thank you so much to him as well. And Pakistan, Zindabad. Bye.